when you're down and out, which means he has no help. Still. Without love and support, resources, or help to do anything, the only thing he can do is write. He uses his time at the library, computer, promoting directions to the dumpster, but is enjoying his other writing. Between writing posts on social media and press releases to major media, he is writing another book. He wants to title it Directions Home. Unfortunately, the only directions he continues to receive are directions to the dumpster. On this midsummer day, the rumors of removing the people camped along the downtown path became a reality. Eddie is reminded once again beauty is only skin deep. Removing unsheltered people from a dwelling is an ugly display of humanity. As he heads down the path to talk with people and ask about the recent police activity, the police, at the request of politicians and against their will, must participate. Removal is often referred to as a sweep, a metaphor used in the same meaning as directions to the dumpster, as we sweep garbage and we throw it in the dumpster. This is the language society uses to describe relocating people who have no shelter. We sweep people up like garbage. The unannounced moving days have been going on for years and will continue unless a comprehensive plan for a solution is provided, which also will require allowing the invisible people to be heard, the meek whom nobody wants to take responsibility for, many of whom search for mercy, but it is hard for them to find here. Along the bike path where many homeless people spend the night, he talks to several people he had not met before. He engages everyone and meets new people every day as new people appear every day. He finds out it was a generic police action, simply moving people around. No incidents were reported. Eddie nearly had a post traumatic stress disorder episode, which is fueled by paranoia along the trail. Some of the people were paranoid of him, which is understandable. They are new people on the street every day. Um, they are not. They not knowing him and thinking he were a threat or an undercover police officer. In turn, his own paranoia or fear that he was threatening them and him doing the same, but his is extreme and could result in a prolonged episode. To prevent it, he quickly leaves each group when they reveal no incidents. He heads down the path towards Santa Rosa Avenue. He wanted a shower at where he called the Fish of a Different Color Park. It was a small downtown park right off the avenue where children played with water that shot up from the ground. They had an outdoor shower. Eddie used it often, and he washed his clothes while he's still wearing them. The park was a statue of a fish, and at nighttime, different colored lights shine on it. Eddie called it a fish of a different color, referencing the Wizard of Oz and the horse that changed colors. It reminded him of. He placed his backpack down and looked up to see Richard, a massive man who looked like the wrestler in a movie star, The Rock. At 6'3", 220, he was walking with a brisk purpose as he was approaching Eddie. He acknowledged him, and they became acquaintances in the spring. Eddie, while rising, reached out for a handshake or hug and started to straighten himself when inexplicably, Richard headbutted him, violently slamming his massive forehead into Eddie's football-sized man, and then reached down and grabbed his backpack and walked away with backpack in hand. Eddie called out to him, Richard, what the F? That's my backpack. Richard turned and said, it's my backpack now. Eddie looked around. He was dazed and confused. He yelled, what the F? All I had to do, all you had to do was ask me for something. I'm on your side, man. That was unnecessary. What do you think I have that has any value? He did not have much of anything, a phone charger, some toiletries, and a flannel shirt for the nighttime when it got cold. I have to go to the end of this chapter here because he does something that's just amazing. And this is just fascinating because things went on, but I must add this. I noticed this. Um, so later, after spending a couple of hours mostly trying to find anyone that would listen to him at the library, he was walking south towards his spot behind the mattress store in front of Luther Burbank's garden and museum. Eddie noticed Richard across the street at Juilliard Park. Eddie was wearing a t-shirt. The temperature had dropped significantly. His jacket was in the backpack stolen by Richard. He noticed Richard was wearing a hooded sweatshirt but no longer had his backpack. Eddie yelled, nice. Are you comfortable? Not me, because I'm cold. Some thugs unnecessarily assaulted me and stole my backpack. I had my warm flannel shirt in it, and I planned on wearing it right about now. Richard gestured him to cross the street. Eddie answered the gesture. You do not actually think I'm going anywhere near you, do you? Richard took off his sweatshirt, indicating he could have it. Eddie crossed over to where he was, keeping his distance. Richard went to the trouble of spraying the garment with cologne and handed it to Eddie. Richard was obviously upset with himself over his own unnecessary action. Richard did not try to explain himself, and he said thanks. I mean, he gave anyway. That is like just about the entire first chapter, and unfortunately, Richard segues me into chapter 2, which is PTSD, a nightmare on Mercy Street, and the quote. I start each chapter with a quote, and from one of my sport group, who are in this case Chapter 2 is PTSD, A Nightmare on Mercy Street. All I wanted was a little piece of life, to be married, to have children. I was trying my damnedest to lead a conventional life, for that was how I was brought up. But one can't build little white picket fences to keep the nightmares out. The great Anne Sexton. Um, and I have to, this chapter is dedicated to PTSD and the people that have it and that know, what it's like. And thank you. It's directions to the dumpster, and go to the website www.directionstothedumpster.com. And if you need directions to the dumpster book, just contact me. Okay, thank you.